Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. I have 11 a.m., so we'll go ahead and get started with the Monday weekly briefing. Alec Butner, lead meteorologist here at the Weather Service in Wakefield. First, I just wanted to show, let's see if it'll load here. There we go. Wanted to show just the current satellite over the area this morning, and quite nice, clear skies. That front from that we saw last night that brought a few showers, and those gusty winds is now well offshore, and pretty much plentiful sunshine over much of the state. Maybe a few clouds slipping in across the mountains across the far northern part of the state, but otherwise a pretty nice start to the day today. Let me go back to my presentation. Okay, so looking at just some of the highlights for the upcoming week ahead here. Sunny and breezy today, temperatures back up into the 60s. Could see a few gusts of 30 miles per hour at times right along the immediate coastline. We do warm back up into the 70s tomorrow with another mainly dry cold front approaching and moving through mainly in the evening and the overnight hours again. Not going to see, again, not much in the way of any rain with this, maybe a light rain shower, northern neck, Maryland Eastern Shore potentially, but really just an increase in clouds and cooler and drier temperatures returning for the remainder of the week and into the weekend as well. And then finally, just with that continued dry weather and the breezy weather as well we've been seeing, could see elevated fire danger. It is that time of year, things starting to dry out. Mainly maybe a low-end threat today and tomorrow, but particularly Wednesday and Thursday might have the highest threat of the week going forward. On the marine side of things, small craft continues through today with improving conditions later this afternoon. Still could see some lingering 5-foot seas into the early evening for some of the ocean areas, but otherwise at least calming down briefly. Could see another round of some small craft conditions as we get into later tomorrow and Wednesday with that next front. Looking at the weather pattern, again, that as we saw in the satellite, that front now well offshore, high pressure, nice weather today, continuing through much of tomorrow. Do have a weak warm front that'll lift through the area, and that'll give, again, those warming temperatures. No rain expected with that tomorrow. That front sweeps through tomorrow night into early Wednesday with the cooler and drier weather just continuing through the rest of the week with high pressure returning. Any systems appear to stay well off to our north, at least through the remainder of the work week. Looking at that rainfall again, nothing in the forecast rainfall wise, just some very low end chances, maybe up to 20 to 30%. Again, kind of the Maryland Eastern Shore over to Northern Neck. Tomorrow evening into tomorrow night with that front. And looking forward at the rain chances as well, really not much showing up through the remainder of the week. Just very low rain chances. Yeah, maybe something Sunday into early next week, but still a bit far out. That wind as well, again, 30. It could be even some in excess of 30 miles per hour right along the eastern shore, but mainly along the coast we could see some 30 plus today, and then even inland 25 miles per hour widespread as well with the winds primarily out of the northwest today, calming down tonight, and then again remaining breezy pretty much each day during the afternoon hours, and that's what's going to give us that fire threat as well. It is that time of year, Virginia fire season, October 15th to November 30th for the fall at least. Just want to remind everyone to take caution, with any open flames or outdoor burning. Relative humidity be low the next, pretty much the whole week, and then those breezy conditions as well will lead to the enhanced fire danger with, again, Wednesday and Thursday in particular might have a higher threat than the rest of the week. And just some selected cities and areas across the forecast area as well. I just wanted to really highlight Thursday and Friday. With the colder temperatures coming in, we could see some little bit of frost as well, especially in our Piedmont and some of our outlying locations too, Farmville, Emporia, Louisa. We'll be, fine tuning that a little more here, but could see some possibly near freezing temperatures. I did want to show one item here. Give me just a second. You're looking at that frost in more detail. I'll zoom in a bit. But looking at when you typically see the first fall frost, we're pretty much right on track, or even late, now in spots. Kind of the mid month to late month time frame for our northwestern areas and northern areas. And then as you get closer to the coast, you're looking at more of the early November time frame. But pretty much right on track for a lot of the Piedmont and northwestern areas, with that frost potential later this week, possibly. And back to the slideshow here. Tropical weather, we're still in the season, but not looking at any threats, immediate concerns for the local area over the next week. Just watching one disturbance well south that may impact portions of Mexico or the Caribbean as we go through the week. Looking at next week and beyond with the temperatures and the precipitation, typically this time of year we're seeing high temperatures in the 60s with overnight temperatures in the 40s. It does look like at least a low probability of some continued above average temperatures for next week, maybe into next weekend as well. We are at least seeing some signals too, maybe a little bit more rainfall, maybe sometime around the Halloween time frame. So we'll be keeping an eye on that as well. It does, might get active for the kind of the second part of next week with that that's where the above normal precipitation chance is coming from. We're also still dealing with just a little bit of lingering tidal flooding, mainly across Maryland, the Bishop's Head area, but water levels are coming down and will continue to do so tonight through tomorrow and the rest of the week. And here are just the tidal graphs, again, for mainly focused on Maryland Eastern Shore, where you can see the tides are maybe one more elevated cycle here, but things are beginning to fall as we go forward in time. Shifting gears to the marine portion here of the briefing, that again, those small craft conditions, pretty much all the waters for today, with that breezy northwest wind continuing behind last night's front. And then we can see as well on Tuesday and Wednesday some of that orange showing up, just showing the potential for some breezy conditions out maybe ahead of the front tomorrow, and then behind the front, the next front on Wednesday. And just looking at some of the selected marine locations and the max wind gusts across the area, again, those higher winds this morning into the early afternoon hours, decreasing tonight, then ramping back up out of mainly the south and the southwest as we get into later tomorrow evening, and then flipping around back to the west and west northwest behind our next front, and staying breezy. With the waves and the seas as well, still just some lingering 5-foot seas across the outer coastal waters. And could see that ramp back up again as we get into later tomorrow with those increasing winds. And that is all I have for the Monday briefing. Feel free, if you have any questions, to put those in chat. Otherwise, have a nice day.